the big thing that I'm still annoyed about is the people that had the full information at the time. So the Chris Whitties, the Patrick Valances, the head of the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Authority. They had all this information I didn't have, that wasn't available to the public. They had all this information. We believe they had additional information from the drug companies that wasn't in the public domain. Yet, given that full information, they still made the decisions they did. And a lot of that information is still not public, not transparent. There's this lack of transparency. So the people that should have been taking all this into account, it now appears we're not taking into account everything we would have liked them to take into account.
And why do you think that is? Now, retrospectively, looking back, as we said, looking back at everything we now have, data we have, reasons we have, what they knew, what we didn't know they knew, why do you think?
Well, there's quite a lot of concerns, because if we take the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Authority in the UK, along with other regulatory authorities around the world, they receive a lot of their funding directly from vested interests and pharmaceutical companies
who have profited hugely off of
the profits are indescribable. Now, no one's saying that is the cause, but it's not a good look.
So the person who's telling us to take the vaccine is receiving mass funding from the vaccine company who are making billions off of the vaccine.
To simplify it, yes, that's true. Jonathan Van Tam, for example.
He's just gone and got the job.
He was the Deputy Chief Medical Officer. He was responsible for a big part of the committee that purchased vaccines. From memory, it was over 70 million doses of Moderna vaccine that we bought.
We bought 70 million doses. Do you know what the cost of that was?
Well, it was the most expensive. I think it was around about $20, $25 at the time.
$25 at 7 million.
I think. Don't quote me.
And he's working for our government. He's working for our government. And he's left government and gone and got a job.
Gone and got a job with Moderna.
Straight from the company that he's given the contract to for these huge figures.
He actually left the government, worked in academia, I think, for just over a year.
That's to make it look less obvious.
Ask him that when you see him.
Yeah. I'll go find him.
I mean, the serious point here is that when I was talking to Russell Brand a couple of weeks ago, and I said
he's been brilliant on this.
I said, Russell, if I want a job with you, Stay Free Media, I'm not gonna, if I think, a couple of years time, I quite fancy myself on Stay Free Media, I'm not going to start slagging him off. In fact, I'm going to say, this Russell Brand guy is really good. I'm going to ingratiate myself. So, the question is when was that job in Professor Van Tam's mind? If it was a week ago, before he took the job, then there's probably no conflict of interest. But it's all murky. It doesn't look good.
I think when we looked at the figures, 90% of people who have been on panels.
That was the American data. The FDA. I think it was between. I think from memory, 2012 to 2018. I think it was.
Yeah.
90% of people that were making decisions in the FDA later went on to work
for Big Pharma.
Related industry.
It looks like a club.
Yeah,
that's how it looks.
It's called the revolving door, and it's not a good look.